Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gamers at Large. This is me, Mega Gamer Man, back at you once again. Yes, I'm here with the. I'm the host for today. So yeah, deal with it. All right. So of course, as usual, this is Gamers at Large. Um, we have some new people here. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, let's introduce everybody here that is joining us in this podcast. So first off, we're gonna go from my left to my right. Bear Hugger, please introduce.
What's going on, everyone out there? I'm your boy, BearHugger29, and appreciate finally being on an episode of this podcast, finally.
All right. So you're the one with the first time. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah. This is
All
my
right.
first time on here, so.
All right. Glad you could be here. All right. So Andre, go do your thing.
Make me feel so special the way you say my name. Thank you. No.
Come on, man. Come on, people. We're not even 5 minutes in. Let's not get strange already.
Hey,
Wow.
hey,
Wow.
Strange happens before the podcast and after it. So this is just the funny stuff in between. Just glad to be here. I mean, I haven't been on anything in a while, so just waiting to give my opinions.
All right. And next, Red Fox.
This is Mr. Red Fox. I'm here again because I enjoy what Gamers at Large does, and game on.
All right. Next, we have another first-timer, I think, because I don't remember. Starman. So introduce yourself, man.
What's up, everyone? This is Starman from Starman Gaming. This is actually my second one,
Okay,
podcast.
I got you.
The first one was episode 3, but I'm glad to be back.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were back there. Oh
Yeah.
shoot. All right.
And I've been
Wow.
MMA ever since.
Yeah, dang, it's been a long time. Shoot. All right. Like 31 episodes long.
Yep, I made it.
Okay. But next we have the Zen Gamer.
Hello and good night, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Inside the Zen Gamer here, the one and only King of Logic, back at you with another Gamers at Large podcast, and I'm here ready to talk some games. You got a problem with that? As our most illustrious host, Games Wizard already said, deal with it.
All right.
As you said.
All right. So guys, just to say, when it's like about 10 or you know what, the last like 20 minutes, we're gonna be taking questions and answers. So go ahead and put that in there. Yes, it's my hosting, so that's how we're gonna do it. So anyway, if you wanna ask a question, just click. It says it right there on the bottom left, where it just says join in the Hangout. Questions and answers. You know, ask anything. You won't be able to get in here, but you'll ask a question. Okay. All right. So first off, who's gonna start off today's first topic?
All right.
All right.
I'll take it away with No Man's Sky and the developers of that game having some very, very dubious claims concerning what the game is capable of doing. The engine of the game is capable of doing some very, very ambitious things they're trying to do. So according to the developer, I'm going to read just a bit from an article here. In the early days of development, the team was using a 32-bit number to generate all the planets in the universe. It seemed plenty at that time, and with that 32-bit number, it would take you 4,000 to 5,000 years to see every planet if you only spend 1 second at each one. However, now it seems they're using a 64-bit number, and they have calculated that it would take you 5 billion years to see everything in No Man's Sky. It turns out they're using some sort of random generator. No, I'm not the biggest guy in terms of technical capabilities or engines that fuel games, but that's very dubious, that's very ambitious, and if indeed true, then we may be looking at quite possibly one of the first examples of true next generation game technology. So they're saying you will never see all of this game because these planets are randomly generated. Not quite infinite, but really, really, really freaking big. So I guess opinions. What do you guys think?
I'll go ahead and go first. Firstly, I think that's really bold of them. But if they've got the cojones for it, then go for it. That's how I feel.
Mhm.
But on that, if it's a random generator, there are limitations to the randomness of the generator. Is it not true?
Yeah, because all technology is in fact limited. Yeah.
Yeah. So you might not see every various configuration of everything in the game, but I think you will see everything it can offer you. I don't think that way the way they stated that is particularly true. It might be true in the sense that you can't see every single configuration of how worlds can be and different things that can happen on those worlds, but I doubt that there's much in that engine that you can't see if you just hopped a few planets.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, they particularly said that planet Earth's sun, our sun, will burn out before you see all of No Man's Sky. That's
That's
bold.
too much.
That's
That's too
way too bold.
That's
Yeah.
flaming fire right there.
Yeah.
They don't want to, like, they're expecting us to disappear and not exist, and then some alien race pick up our games and start playing them like, oh, this is a big world.
What I suspect they're really gonna do, I think what they're really gonna do is, like kind of like if you played other games that have randomly generated missions and locations, is that you're gonna see like a lot of worlds that are gonna, like, they'll be different, but they'll have similarities. Like there'll be like a rocky planet, and one rocky planet might have like different stats on it than the next rocky planet. But I mean, I doubt, with maybe like, if there's like 10 planets in a solar system, maybe 3 will be like interesting that you'll want to land on, and the other 7 will be just like, if you're gonna mine, or you might find something, you probably won't, that type of thing. Because I mean, this is gonna be on the PS4, right?
correct.
And PC. PS4 is using top-of-the-line parts from 3 years ago. So, I mean, that's computing power that just doesn't really... I mean, that does not equal... maybe if you have a Dynamite PC, you'll be able to get maybe a fraction of that. But, I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be 100% successful. This is a genre of game we haven't seen before in a long time. Like, for a very long time, like almost 15, 18, almost 20 years in some cases. So, I mean, even if it only gets a 10% of that, it's going to be awesome. I think that they need to be a little bit more prudent about what claims they're making, because if it doesn't work out, some bad stuff can go down. So, it can backfire on them.
This is being made by an indie team, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
What's their name again? Hello Games. Yes.
Yeah, if this
Yep.
game does take off. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, an indie team doing more than most of the big AAA teams.
Now,
Exactly.
when I first read this, my mind was initially blown. It still is kind of blown, given that it's not just a planet, it's not just barren rock. We're talking about flora and fauna. We're talking about weather patterns. We're talking about, in the case of the animals and the indigenous species of that particular planet, behavioral patterns, how they react to the player, how they react to other NPCs. All of this generated randomly by the engine that they have made. Regardless of how bold or dubious their claims may be, that in and of itself is very impressive. So they're trying to tell us that not only will the players, the gamers, not see every corner of this game, the developers, haven't even seen every corner of the game because, well, per their own statements, they have not created the game. All of it, right? They just created the engine, let the engine do what it did. So, again, an example of truly weird technology, let's put it that way. And if I'm willing to believe it, I don't know. I don't want to doubt them without having any proof or reason to. But as it stands, I'm still going to say extremely dubious claims.
All right, because we actually had a conversation about this. Remember that?
Right.
And it's just, to me, space has no time. Space itself have no time. All right. When you go in outer space, it's not 5 o'clock. It's not 1 o'clock. There's nothing, you know, because it all time is just depending on which planet you're on. Right. That's the only reason. That's the only way that time actually matters if you're traveling planets. So you know, it's really it's a really bold claim to be like, oh, well, it's going to take this long to basically go to everywhere in No Man's Sky. Now, I bet you, because there's people, all right, there's people that love to prove people wrong, right? So there's going to be some of those people that are like, yeah, guess what? I just explored every freaking place, and I have it recorded. There's going to be somebody out there that explored every single part of the place. So it's really a bold claim. The developers really should like calm down with that just a bit, because you know, it's a really nice game they're making, because you know, it's a game that you know you really wouldn't find anywhere else, where you could just go on a planet and just go to another one instantly. But it's not really what I would say. I really wouldn't keep your hopes up until you absolutely, you know, actually show how big each of these planets are. Now, they might have the impression of, oh, it's going to take you forever, but it's like the planet size map is going to be small. That's kind of my thing to it with it, that they think that, oh, it's going to take this long. Well, the planets are actually going to be kind of small to explore, so you wouldn't be able to go ahead and explore with that. But you know, it's not. I just really don't think these developers are. I think they drank a little bit too much. Just saying, because you know, until I see proof, you know, I have to see it in order to believe it. So it's just, you know, they're really making a bold claim, but we're just gonna have to see until it comes out, because I'm sure I'm gonna buy it when it comes out first day, because you know, it really seems like an interesting game. So I can't wait for the game, but for them to just say that, you just got to calm down a bit, all right? Because whatever you smoking, I want, all right? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Well,
they do a lot more than drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does bring up something that I remember hearing about a while back. It was this one supposedly Android-based console that this group or guy was coming up with. I think it's the Oton or something, OTON, that was supposed to be able to do what No Man's Sky as a game does, but it was supposed to be able to randomly generate and create games. And that was like a statement that was way, way further than, like, I didn't think that was ever going to happen with Android this early on anyway, but like now I'm thinking about it, it's very reminiscent of that, and I hope these people did not run into that guy. He was selling suspicious packaging with not much in it. So
All right.
hopefully they don't go that way, and their game actually does, at least in theory, does what they want it to do and actually expand itself.
Agreed.
Okay. Because it's just, you know, you really got to show people that it really is, you know. You can't just be like having this bold statement just because you have. It's just, you never take everything too easy. All right. Not everything is going to be the way you want it. So for you to just be like, oh, well, it's going to take you this much time, but are you sure your engine, okay, is really doing all it can to make that actually happen? Because in order for that to happen, you have to really check every single place. You can't go to sleep, okay? You have to check every single, like, you have to check the whole game, man. Because you can't just be like, oh, well, you see, the engine is going to do it, so everything's going to be fine, and we're just going to publish it. Like, no. You have to check every single bit of that game, every single bit of the planets. You know, you have to see everything. All right? So
Let me
it's
put
really...
Let me put it this way. Before they go around making promises like that, please look at Bethesda and their games. Okay? Don't look. Look. What you showed at E3 was exciting. I like what you're hearing. I like what I'm hearing. I like what you're saying. but don't promise the sun and stars and just give us a handful of dirt. Because I mean, when you promise technological feats of that nature on limited hardware,
it could easily backfire.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes.
Exactly.
But the angle I was thinking, and this is something brought up in the first time we had this conversation, once again off air, so it wasn't captured. But that's going to be a development nightmare, and just in the event that there's a glitch of some kind or a patch is needed, because again, based on what they've said and based on my understanding of it, these developers have not even seen all of their own game, which means if a problem, some minute, random, obscure problem, occurs somewhere in the depths and in the vastness of their world,
that's going to be a search mission and a half.
how could they find it to fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if the only way they would be able to is if they have some sort of system in place where a player can beacon them to wherever the glitch happens, and they would manually have to go in the game and fix it, and that's going to be difficult as hell.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just you gotta to have a game like that. You know, I mean, it's amazing that these are only like 4 to 5 people working on this game. But you know, if you're gonna be able to do that, you're gonna have to actually get more people, because to check for bugs, because you know you don't want to be a Bethesda where you launch a game and then you have to like put 10 patches to it.
Or your fans go ahead and fix it.
Yeah, or basically your fans do that on the PC. You know, they mod it and actually make it better. But you know, it's really just make sure you have it under control. That's all I can say. Because
as it stands, the fact that they're looking to create quite literally a universe, literal universe, that's ambitious to all lengths, man. To all, I've never seen nor heard of this before.
Absolutely.
But again, I wish them the best of luck. I hope it works out, and I hope none of the nightmare scenarios we brought up here ever take place, because you know, not being a developer myself, but I can pretty much use my common sense to imagine that it won't be nice at all. It'll be a PR nightmare, and the entire thing will collapse in on itself. So you'll see.
Fingers crossed that doesn't happen though.
Keeping out my hope for it, because I do want to see this game do well.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely do.
I really do, because this game really proves that and basically exposes all the third parties.
Yep.
Because they need how many teams just to develop the same game in the franchise, but yet you have these like 4 to 5 people making this one huge game where you can just go right off of the planet and go to another one instantly.
What I would say, I guess my last point here, is that after developing, releasing No Man's Sky, once you're done with that game, I wouldn't even go so far as to say additional content, because why? But anyway.
Yeah, it's not going to be...
Well, I mean, if the game makes its own content, you don't really need additional content.
Exactly.
Which is the point I'm trying to make. Once they're done with this, they're done getting all the money they can from this project, they should license that engine.
Yes, they should.
That is an amazing technology.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even if it only
Absolutely.
does half of what they say it can do, they should definitely license that out.
Yeah, because it still is a right step in the right direction, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So you know, until this game comes, because I'm sure gonna play it and actually do a review on it. Plan on doing more of those in the future. But I'm definitely gonna like play it and actually see if they told me is really true. You know.
Well, I'll give you a map, and on the map will be the directions to the Fountain of Youth. That way you'll be alive long enough to actually play the entirety of this game.
Oh, that's if it's true, man. That's all I gotta say. It's if it's true.
Well, if everything that you said there, Zen, does actually happen to be true, it could very well be another humongous seller like what Minecraft was as far as an indie title goes.
Right, yeah.
Which would be nice, because that would proving that indie games are a force to be reckoned with, to be quite honest. Well, depending on certain ones,
depending on who puts it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you never know what games can definitely. You look at a game like I'm sure when Minecraft came out in beta or alpha or whatever it was called, a lot of people were speculated on. I mean, like, oh, this game looks like crap. Then look what happened. It took
It
off like
blew
flying
the hell
colors.
up.
So yeah. So if these developers here can actually manage to do this with No Man's Sky, poof. Oh yeah, you're gonna see
Alright.
a lot more potential coming out from this product, man. I guarantee it. It's gonna be great.
Ugh.
All right then. So I guess any more thoughts before we move on to
Well,
the next?
Well,
I'm good.
one last parting thing to say, since Bear Hugger brought up Minecraft. If this game does do what it's supposed to do, Minecraft will be a drop in the ocean compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. So all right. So before I move on, just if you could see my screen right now, just to say questions and answers. If you want to know how to do that, well, it's basically right there, guys. Just go. If you're watching right now, just go right there, and then ta-da! You can automatically enter in a question. Now I'm hearing myself. All right. So
you
basically,
will
just
work
do
great in
that.
advertising, you know that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so just do that. So because I really want to actually get some questions from you guys and have a nice, basically a chat through this thing. But so we're gonna move on to the next topic, and that is what Mr. Red Fox actually has to bring up. So go for it.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, basically, I just want to talk about this whole thing with both Microsoft and Sony game poaching. Now, as anyone who grew up in the 80s and watched Captain Planet, we all know poaching is wrong. It's for the
Oh my God.
environment.
But we all also learned that you can spit on Captain Planet and he'll get weak.
No, as long as it's unnatural. The weird thing is that, well, that's neither here nor there. But I find it quite amusing that Sony and Microsoft are practicing this games poaching. Sony is poaching indie games because, frankly speaking, that's what they can afford to poach. And Microsoft is getting timed exclusive for games that don't even really appeal to their base, but they're going to do it anyway because they really need a variety of games coming to their console. And I mean, I don't think this is good for the industry. Games poaching, it's not good for gamers. It's also really in the long run not good for the consoles because, if you look at Microsoft, they've got like the man's breathing down their neck saying you guys have to produce a profit, and they're doing the same stuff they've been doing for the last 13 years while they weren't making a profit. Instead of, putting money into their first-party studios to make some compelling exclusive content. And that is a little worrying to me. Your thoughts?
I really got nothing for this. Anybody else?
Yeah, it is more than a little worrying, man.
Somewhat.
More than a little worrying. It's let's put it this way. This is cannibalism. There's no other way for me to describe it. It's cannibalism. They're eating each other. They're not fostering growth by doing this, right? They're actually furthering stagnation of the industry, creativity, which, as we well know, leads to what? A complete shutdown of, industries, and and it has almost happened before. Not quite in the same fashion, but again, this is. It just goes to show that no industry, regardless of what products they create, no group, no matter what they believe in, it's human nature, I suppose, to seek the fastest and most efficient ways to destroy what they've built. So,
Yeah. Well, I just thought of a really good analogy for it. It's kind of like the games industry is a dude who's basically married with a wife and kids, right? But he's stepping out on his wife, and he's got a woman out in the streets, and he's taking money that should be going to his house, and his wife, and his kids, and giving it to some woman out there in the streets. And that's a problem. That's an issue. I mean, it's bad enough you're cheating on your wife, then you're taking money that should be going to your household, snatching those liquid funds to make your family stronger, and you're giving it to some person out there in the streets. And that's a problem. It seems to me that, it's like Microsoft, 13 years, no profit. Sony destroyed themselves trying to go toe-to-toe against Microsoft. Because, listen. Dealing with Microsoft's Xbox division is like dealing with a crazy person who has no fear of death whatsoever. Really, you can't win against someone like that because they don't care. They do not.
Right.
There's nothing you can do.
Let's put it this way.
They have more money than you.
You remember? Anyone here watch or used to watch Powerpuff Girls?
Heck yeah, bro.
Yeah, I did. I'll admit it.
Princess, the little bratty, the little bratty girl, Princess.
Yeah.
The one that wanted to be a Powerpuff so bad.
Exactly. Microsoft is Princess's father.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, honey, you want a suit made out of gold? Done. Yeah, that's the kind of funds that they're able to throw away on the bat of an eye.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Literally, it came out just a few months, earlier this month that Microsoft lost $400 million last year. Just the Xbox division. We're not even talking about the tablet division, which lost I want to say a huge amount. But and they're like,
The thing is that
it's ridiculous.
They've lost money for this long, okay? They've lost money for this long, and a lot of people will come up with pretty much fact at this point that the shareholders and all those guys behind the scenes who actually did the real money men. They want to get rid of the Xbox platform. They want to get rid of that division because it is, in fact, a cancer to their profits. And this is true. However, what other company do you know would have been able to survive not making a profit for 13 years?
None.
No one that I know of.
None.
But here's the thing. Microsoft is a cancer, but Microsoft's Xbox division is like a hangnail. It hurts. It's a bitch, but it's not going to kill you. Sony, the way Sony's been losing money over the last 10 years is like you've got cancer of the bone and it's all over your body. And the only part of you that's healthy right now is your left hand. And, that's not a lot of help.
I'm telling you. Okay, let's put it this way. Microsoft and Sony are two dudes. Let's say Microsoft is Jay-Z, Microsoft married Beyonce. And Sony married Solange. It's like, that's a poor man's Beyonce. That's all he could afford. And again.
That's wrong, man.
Wow.
That was so
what an
wrong.
analogy, man. What a damn analogy. Holy crap.
Damn, that was a
Only
good
you.
one,
Only you, sir.
That was a low blow.
I tip my
That was a low
imaginary
blow,
hat
too.
to you, sir. That is a very good analogy.
I'm telling you, because look, we just saw it again. Right? Microsoft just blew a bunch of money, I'm assuming, because we don't actually have the proof or the facts, but we're assuming this, allegedly, on Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics and bought timed exclusivity to the Tomb Raider. What did Sony do? Hey, well, we got Dreamfall chapters. Again, the poor man's initiative, It's like they're trying to go tit for tat with a company that's way above their level in the battle that they're trying to fight. It's ridiculous.
It's like Sony didn't learn the lesson that Nintendo had, because, before Rare was bought by Microsoft, the Stamper brothers went to Nintendo. They're like, hey, buy us. Nintendo's like, we can't, look, we're high rollers. We can't bet at that table. The buy-in for that game is too high.
And they bought Rare. It wasn't a proactive purchase to say we bought them to utilize them so that we, just like Nintendo before us, can have some of the best first parties in this industry, and we're going to compete toe-to-toe with Nintendo's own first-party IPs. They bought them because, hey, if we got them, no one else can.
Exactly.
That's been working very well in their favor now, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's been working so well.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Spencer says he really wants Rare to not be associated with Kinect games, but I think at this point it's too late now, isn't it?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. So,
to a degree, yes, but also to a degree, no.
So,
Rare... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No. Go ahead. I didn't really.
No, I was going to say Rare doesn't have that talent anymore. That was like what they used to be back in the old days. Most of that team up and left is now Retro Studios. So
yeah, that's
so
right.
I mean, as far as
kind of in a way, Nintendo still has Rare.
exactly, yeah. So just with a different name on it now. However, though, I mean, it could be a possibility to see Rare come back out with like more of their old school IPs, like Conquer, for example. I mean, with him being an additional character in that Spark game, Project Spark, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a hint towards a new IP or a whole new game with Conquer in it. You know what I mean? Another Conquer's Bad Fur Day. I mean, who knows? But
I hate to burst
doubtful, maybe, because people have been asking for that for years. But it's possible.
I hate to burst your bubble. Project Sparks is not a new game. It is a maker, kind of like Mario Maker, except without the IP.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that because I don't really follow a whole lot of Xbox news, to be quite honest. But I do remember seeing that. Well, I got the jip at that at E3 there this year, but I was kind of odd when they sat there and announced Conquer being in the game, and I was like, oh, could that be a hint towards a new game coming up for Conquer? It's possible, but.
No, basically,
I doubt it.
Microsoft essentially said, "You guys want a new Conquer game? Well, we'll sell you the content pack. You can make your own." And I'm like, I don't want to make a Conquer game. I want you to make a Conquer game.
No, to come back to your original point, Redman, as we stand, I mean, all Sony needs to do, instead of going toe-to-toe buying up people like Microsoft, because that's Microsoft's main game, right? Sony just needs to look back at what they used to be when they were competing with Nintendo and follow that plan, and they'll probably become dominant again like they were. Now, the thing is, right now they seem to be perfectly content. It's like they're playing a sport of some kind, and Microsoft and Sony are picking teams. Right? I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna buy that one. But really and truly, because they cannot go toe to toe with Microsoft in terms of finances, Microsoft is getting all the fit kids, while Sony's getting all the fat kids. So, as it stands, it's not working out for them, and I just have to wonder. yeah. It's like you got a team of guys who would probably be better off inside. Not particularly sports people. So
you also have to keep the caveat that Microsoft shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. Right. So it's crazy that they will go in this battle, man. Why would you approach that? It's like, all right,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's like trying to outshoot the best gun in the West. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's like they should use their IPs, or at least if not their IPs, they should just use, hey, we're selling more than Microsoft. Give us some exclusive content. You'll make more money on our console.
Sony was smart. Instead of spending money on ridiculous things like getting timed exclusives and playing the Microsoft game, what they would do is spend their money on getting their IPs back and then start first-party development again. Start competing with your first-party IPs. That is what they would do. But again, not everyone has common sense, and common sense is in fact not common at all, but very rare.
Apparently. Nice double pun there, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but the whole because I mean it doesn't really bother me because Nintendo gamer, we've been getting messed over for years, so it's like par for the course. But I mean, seeing the sheer anger from the end of Sony gamers, I mean, my God, I can't believe they took Tomb Raider. I'm like, man, calm down.
Yeah, but the main question you have to ask yourself, though, is how many people are actually that are all pissed off about that being a time exclusive are actually go out and buy the game. I mean, granted, there are a few people out there that will buy it, but I think the main standpoint is that they're just pissed off that the game's not coming to their system right away.
Yeah,
so they have to wait like half a year to a year.
Yeah, but the thing is that eventually, I liked Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. And I remember that Mass Effect 1, we got Mass Effect 2 before we got Mass Effect 1 because Microsoft had this huge stranglehold on the game. And I didn't go and get an Xbox One or an Xbox 360 to play that game. I was like, I'll wait until it's out on other consoles. Yep. And I did that. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my goodness, these people haven't made a game that. They took the game. No one can play it. I'm not gonna be, threatening people and cursing people out and hacking Twitter accounts and I mean, first of all, how do you find the energy to do all that over a game? I mean,
people get a kick out of it. People get a rise out of it. It's like a rush to them.
I mean, it's not like these people were trying to take your right to vote or bulldoze your local library or, shut down the youth center. A Tomb Raider game? Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's either they got mad about it and stomped their feet, or they said, "Well, I don't care. We got Uncharted anyway." That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
You care. Don't make it sound like you don't care. Just don't go flaming everywhere because you don't get what you want.
Exactly. I mean, if Nintendo fans were like that, the world would be a sadder place.
That's
We
right.
get nothing.
Unfortunately,
we get,
there are Nintendo fans like that.
Yeah, there are. But generally, if the vast majority of us were like that, we get 75%. We don't get 75% of all of the games. Oh, we're burning down a city. I'm gonna have to burn down a city.
Hey,
I'm
as
sorry.
long as it's not my city, y'all can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but you see, then again, and no offense to actual PlayStation, Sony fans out there. I have nothing to say to you. You keep gaming, I'm gonna do the same. But the thing is guys, that's what it really comes down to. You spoiled brats. You always got what you want, and then now you didn't get what you want, and some of you, not all of you, because I'm not generalizing, some of you went as far as hacking accounts and threatening voice actresses and all sorts of other nasty things that you wanted to do. You threw a tantrum.
Dynamics themselves got a lot of threats too as well after that
That's right, death
Gamescom
threats.
presentation. So yeah, exactly. And what's the point of even giving somebody a death threat? I mean, I don't know, man.
So really,
weird.
what it boils down to, you're a bunch of spoiled bratty kids. You didn't get what you want. You threw a tantrum, and that was the end of it.
Yep.
And really and truly, you made clowns of yourself on the international stage, and once again proved an old stereotype right, that gamers are these immoral clowns who are socially inept.
Well,
Don't
the
know how to
problem
behave.
is with that is that these are the gamers that are gaming because gaming is now popular, not because they enjoy the medium.
Exactly.
So they're the group of people that literally just dropped in and are now learning everything we already knew, but very slowly.
Yep.
Ah, yes. But unfortunately, there's no way to separate them from us. So, from an outside
Sadly,
eye,
no.
we're all judged equally. And by the law of the lowest common denominator, that means, by default, we call ourselves gamers. As far as outsiders are concerned, we're just as bad as them.
It's just been taken way too seriously lately. Just
Video game aside.
Yeah, it's seriously all right. The thing, my thoughts on this kind of stuff is just, okay. I understand you like games. I understand you would like that game on your preferred console or something like that. But understand, mainly people who own a Wii U, don't get any of the games that you like that PS4 and Xbox One gets. We don't get any of that basically. We probably get lucky once in a while, but it's just like to really see the Sony fan base for real just go that crazy over because they don't get a single game out of all these other games they're gonna get that we're not, because apparently they developers like making excuses. So just for you guys doing that, I'm sorry, but that's sad. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it is.
that really is just sad. Okay, you guys are getting mad over just one game, one, not coming to your platform for a little bit of time now, And even if it wasn't really just an exclusive, is gonna stay on there, what the frick? Then don't play it. Just
Exactly.
forget it, or just watch a walkthrough on YouTube or something. Just for real.
Exactly. The thing
Yeah.
is, as a
Or
Nintendo
buy an
fan,
Xbox One.
a long-time Nintendo fan, for all the games that we don't get, if I had to hack an account for every game we didn't get, I'd be as bad as Aiden Pierce.
Actually, at that point, you'd have been
Life
an
in
inspiration
jail.
for Aiden Pierce.
Wow.
If Nintendo fans turned into online vigilantes every time we didn't get a game, every Nintendo fan would be a major hacker, and we could basically rule the world. But that's not the case. At this point, look, listen, if you as a Nintendo fan, you aim for substitutions. We probably won't get Final Fantasy 15 on our console. That's okay. We'll have Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing. Our game technically will be Final Fantasy 15 because all those people who made those Final Fantasies that we all grew up loving, they left Square Enix. They're at Monolith Soft and Mistwalker Studios and forget the third one. They're gone. And Intelligent Systems. They're at Intelligent Systems.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which one you were leading to. So.
Yeah, they're Intelligent Systems. So I mean, use the substitution. Go play Uncharted. That's kind of like Tomb Raider.
It's not even that serious because you know what? That game's gonna be on PS4 in a matter of no time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, how long do you think they're gonna go out without bringing that to PS4?
Exactly.
It's gonna probably take about like 3 months, I would say.
Yeah.
The longest.
I'm probably gonna say about 6.
6 months. Yeah, I was having that thought
That's
too.
reasonable.
Yeah, I was having that thought too. But
Depends how much money they
Wasn't
gave
it
them, I
like,
guess.
I know when Microsoft does their DLC stuff, usually it's like, what is it, like 3 months before Sony gets it?
Yeah.
Actually, because we all know that Rise, Son of Rome, and Dead Rising 3 are now on PC.
Yep.
So how long did that take? Like about, I think 4 months? About like 4 or 5 months, right? So, it really, the thing is, if you know right now, I feel bad for those people. Actually, I don't. You know what? Screw that. Because they just basically hacked these people and hacked and like sent all these stuff for nothing. Because Phil's just like, yeah, it's time. And then now you guys look like idiots. Just saying.
No.
You really, even though when you started this, you still look like idiots. Because it just really, it really just shows how spoiled you are. All right, that's just all I gotta say. So,
Yeah,
See, this is where I would have to bring into question what developers will say about Nintendo fans.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mass of Sony fans, 10 million consoles strong, deciding to hack accounts and send death threats because a game is not immediately coming to them. But if Nintendo fans uproared about a game that was promised to them that did not come out, we get told that we're a problem.
Yep.
Yeah, Watch Dogs.
But look at the Rayman Legends situation and the Watch Dogs situation, both with Ubisoft.
Terrible.
How is it unreasonable for us to be upset about something that we were told we were getting, but it's not unreasonable for another group of fans to be upset about something that they were not necessarily promised?
Now, Nintendo fans don't. I mean, we might get upset, but ultimately we protest with our wallets. We get mad about something, we just won't buy your game. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, look at Rayman Legends. Rayman Legends could have been sold gangbusters if it had just come out in February last year, like it should have, when there was nothing coming out. I mean, nothing. I mean, people would have. Wii U owners would have bought that game like gangbusters, and if they would have later wanted to put that game on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 and the Xbox One and the PS4, good for them. Kudos.
You know, that's another thing. You know how they said, oh, we have Wii U games, that are already basically done, but we're just holding them off, right? So this whole summer, basically, we had nothing, right?
Yeah,
basically, there's nothing right now.
Yep.
It feels basically. Well, I meant like an actual, big title, right?
Yep.
On disc form, but there's basically was nothing, like a major title out at all this whole summer, and that would be the perfect time to release Watch Dogs, to release those other games that you guys, are holding. Right now, basically, you guys would have made money because right now, the Wii U is right now kind of dry during the summer. So until September, basically, and then on forward, we're basically going to be good. But
Yep.
right now, actually, it's too late anyway because we're already headed to September in like about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, you had your moment to shine to actually bring out these games, but you chose not to. So whose fault is
the user
that?
base is
That's
not
yours.
the size yet.
Oh, good. So and that's another thing. You're gonna tell me the user base is small,
Yeah.
but Xbox One, that user base doesn't matter. We're just gonna develop for it anyway because
Hey,
apparently
yep.
it's not Nintendo.
Here's the
So-
thing. Here's the thing. Someone recently told me that Square Enix had the business acuity of a styrofoam cup. I think that applies to a lot of companies out there because we're talking about the same company that's going to launch. I can't even remember what game it is. Can't remember what game it is, but it's launching alongside the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One. Really? Really?
Essentially,
well-
Ubisoft is now the new official EA.
We're
We're
talking
just
about-
like them.
We're talking
You
about a
just-
company, a platform holder, Xbox, who
Yeah.
built their entire platform off of Halo and its popularity.
Yep.
You're going to launch your game
Exactly.
next to a game that not only has Halo 1, but Halo 2, and Halo 3, and
4,
Halo 4, and,
And
the
the demo
for
for
5.
5. Yeah.
You're going
Man,
to launch your
it's-
game on the same day that launches on that platform. Kudos, congratulations, you sir.
Yeah, I never
Whoever
understood
made the
why
decision,
third-party
you're a
developers do that.
genius.
Well,
You
I,
are a
never,
genius.
I don't get why they do that. I mean, like Origins had the same problem too as well when Rayman Origins came out. It was released the same day as Assassin's Creed 3, I think it was.
Mhm.
Well, the hilarious thing about all of this is that, like with Watch Dogs on the Wii U, they said Ubisoft said they were going to drop it, release it sometime this fall. I'm like, dude,
They're not going
I'm
to.
sorry. There is absolutely not. Look, Smash Brothers is coming out this fall, and
Mhm.
Bayonetta and all this other stuff. If my money can go straight to Nintendo versus to you, I'm sorry, but that dollar is not going to have your name on it, Ubisoft.
Here's
And the thing
man.
is, actually, I do not. It's just like this other piece of garbage they're trying to remake. It's just like this. All right, Watch Dogs. I do not care if it comes at all because that game sucks trash. I'm sorry, it really does. The story's trash.
Is it that bad?
The story is trash. The game gets
What
repetitive.
story?
Watch Dogs. Oh my god. Yeah, I get what you mean now. But freaking, it gets repetitive fast because it's just basically like GTA, but just even like it's how can I say, more restricted. You're more restricted. You can't really do you can't do that much.
Nope.
All you can do basically after is just go around and cause chaos. And that really gets boring within like about 10 minutes.
The biggest.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say before we switch topics here. The biggest thing that really pissed me off about Watch Dogs was you advertise your game as being like this ultimate hacking type kind of game, right? It's what you do in the game. It's the whole objective of the game. But yet you press one button to hack somebody and that's it. You're done. Unless you do those little mini games there where you just match up pipes and that's it and be done with it. You would think that if Ubisoft was smart in making a game based on hacking elements as the main element of your game, you would spend more focus on actually adding some form of, hacking mechanics behind your game. I mean, if Deus Ex Human Revolution can do it, there's no excuse why Ubisoft could not do that and push that, the envelope more further as far as to make Watch Dogs more of a unique, refreshing kind of experience.
Hey, but
What we got was a very generic game.
Bear Hugger, didn't you hear that the development team of Watch Dogs read Hacking for Dummies, where page 1 is put phone on, page 2 is press button.
There you go.
Wow.
I was not aware of that. That makes beautiful sense.
Oh, man.
Oh man. But I guess we spent enough time on this topic.
I guess it's time to move
man.
on.
That really irritated me with Watch Dogs.
Now we're gonna spend at least a little bit more time with this, but a statement that Ubisoft came out with. I mean, they are EA right now.
Oh,
I know what you're about to read off.
Yeah, right. Ubisoft.
Yeah, I read this.
All right, everybody, get ready, audience, get ready. Ubisoft thinks gamers are stupid when it comes to system architecture. I wish I had Shadow right now. I wish I did right now. But
Well, you know what? As bad as this might sound, I'm actually going to agree.
really,
Simply because, and you've witnessed it as well as I have on YouTube, in the comment section, people will tout technology and not know anything about it. So
Amen to that.
they are partially right. Not every
Yeah,
game is
partially.
stupid about it, but they are partially right about the majority. And that is
Alright.
sad.
I mean, at least the thing is though, they my problem with this though, they think all gamers are like this, and
Yeah, I
that,
know. That's why I said there's someone right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but here, Andre, man, I I am not very good with technical specs and so forth. I probably would not be able to sit here and explain to you everything that's within the PS4, the Xbox One, or even the Wii U for that matter, or even the Xbox 360 or the PS3. But I damn well know sure that that statement is a pile of cow dung.
Well, I mean, I'll be frank with you. I'm not a technological person. I liberal arts major in college and getting my master's in a liberal art major. But I can tell you right now, my memory is pretty good. And I remember Ubisoft saying that when Zombie U was originally an Xbox 360 port of a game that they were making for the Xbox 360, and they said it was very easy for them to port Xbox 360 style architecture to the Wii U.
Yep.
And yet they're porting a game down from the PS4 and Xbox One to the Xbox 360. And they said it's the closest architecture to next gen. It's just, I mean, like, it really, at this point, Ubisoft just needs to have someone needs to go to the dude's suit, because he's always wearing a dark colored suit, and put liar on his back, and just have a dude just pop out and say, liar!
no, dude, you know what? He needs the belt, man. He needs the belt. He's been a bad little boy, man. Sorry, he needs the belt, because he's just really now pissing me off. Like, he was good, but now he's just really coming to the point where he's just pissing me off with all these excuses and excuses. Like, even worse than, like, other third parties, man. Like, this is like, I don't know. I'm telling you, they have a vending machine of excuses. They literally have it. Insert a quarter, get an excuse. That's what they have there.
I'll tell you one thing, though. If I was on the PR team of Ubisoft, the morning that this statement was, put out there, I'd have walked straight into this man's office and asked one question: why?
Yep.
Why? Why are you making my life hard? Now I'm gonna go and clean that mess up. Why?
Because that's the thing. Because he does not understand. All right. He really just does not understand that what he says, all right, affects the developers. All right. It basically affects everybody who works on all their games at Ubisoft. So every single word that comes out of his mouth affects that one developer, that really needs that job, right? Actually wants to make good games. There are developers out there in those third-party companies that want to make good games, They actually want to just make it. I know some out there even want to make it for other platforms, everything basically, but they're restricted by their publisher. But it's just really sad to see this happen. I mean, all these game developers' talents being wasted. Just on like basically three types of games on the same year. From the same series, basically they all play the same. I mean, nothing different.
All they care about is money. They don't care about passion anymore for their games.
Exactly.
I'm glad you said that about the similar games in the same series. I'm immediately reminded of a sound a certain animal makes. What does it go again? Oh, right, move!
I know.
Totally milked.
You guys don't know what we're talking about, which surprisingly, I don't know if you. I'm really just gonna be surprised if you don't. Assassin's Creed. All right, there's 3 coming out this year. It's really sad.
When they said that last year that they were planning on releasing more Assassin's Creed games yearly, I was like, okay, this ought to be freaking hilarious. And sure enough, lo and behold, 3 games coming out within that franchise.
It's just
let me put it this way.
Unity and Rogue, and what was the other one called again?
Comment.
Pirates. No, not Comet. Comet is Rogue.
Oh, sorry. Unity, Rogue, and one for the iPhone.
Yeah, Pirates.
Whatever.
God.
Portable.
It's starting to run out of names.
But
Well,
It's official. That series is now going to be getting gone in the next couple of years.
Here's how you know a series is milked to death. Is when you're not even a fan of the series and like you never felt that strongly about it and you're tired of it. Like you're tired of seeing it in stores. You're like, oh, gee. It's like having a relative at your house who just won't leave. That is Assassin's Creed. It's like, oh, you're still here, man. Go away.
When they make a
A
remastered
lot of
game,
the fans. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's all right. When they make a remastered Assassin's Creed, then we know we're in trouble.
Oh my God.
Yo, you know what's going to happen. You know what's definitely going to happen.
I wouldn't put it over over Ubisoft. Let's see, they come out with their 3 games this year. Maybe next year they come out with an Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 remastered edition.
Remastered HD.
The sad part of all of this is that I can imagine how that ad would be. Relive the life of Ezio Auditore. Now. Oh my God.
Now in 4K resolution.
Oh my God. What? You know, when somebody comes up with a bad idea, when somebody says something that should be really far-fetched, and you can believe it, that's when you know things have gotten really sad.
They've gotten out of control.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It really is. But you know, aside from that, I think that's enough of Ubisoft now.
Yep.
You know, they really are
Please
just
do. My head hurts
oh
too
my
much.
God, yeah. All right, but on to some
Goodbye,
good news.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Some good news, you know, some positive stuff. Mario Kart 8, so far in the U.S. has sold 1 million units. So you know that's just in the U.S. and worldwide is about like 3 mil right now. So you know this is really good. So far for such an install base, right, across the world, only like 6.9. So this is really incredible to see. So you know, what are you guys' thoughts on this? You know, how it's selling like how. Let's see. How well do you think it's gonna do within the next 5 years?
What, Mario Kart 8?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's going to sell exceptionally well, like every Mario Kart game does throughout the entire generation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the power of Nintendo IPs. They always constantly sell to the entire generation.
Yep.
They don't have
After
to
the
sell for
generation.
about the first year, then that's it, and then nobody buys that game anymore. Mario Kart and any first-party Nintendo game actually just sells throughout the entire generation. So as far as my estimate goes, well, it really depends. It really depends on how big the user install base gets as far as the Wii U is concerned, and seeing how Nintendo is starting to, you know, turn things around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might end up seeing a bigger push down the road as far as console users or console buys, I guess, down the road. But my estimate for Mario Kart 8, though, by the time this generation's done, I'm probably going to say maybe a little over 10 mil if we're lucky. Maybe. That's a bold statement, by the way, but you never know. Never know.
Anybody else?
Well, as it stands right now, it's pretty impressive that this game has pretty much sold to, if not half, but above a third of current Wii U owners. That's impressive.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah, so that they've done 1 million in the U.S. already, that's really good. But if I have to be very honest with you, I thought it would push more consoles than it has.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that will happen when we start getting other games to support Mario Kart, Smash, and so forth. But I honestly expected it to do more on its own initially, like have this really hot burn, and then slow down until, you know, the new games came out, late adopters started picking up the console for those other games and realizing, hey, Mario Kart's here, I'll get that too. We start seeing a pickup again, but yeah, those predictions are wrong. We didn't see that quick burn, more of a slow, steady burn. So
I think a lot of people, I think only like a few people who got the Wii U are like huge Mario Kart fans. What I think a lot of people are waiting on is they're waiting for the library to have those core Nintendo franchises that are going to drop. I think when you see Bayonetta 2, Smash Brothers drop on the Wii U, when those games drop, you're going to see a huge uptick in Mario Kart sales, because people are going to be like, well, I can't just play like Smash Brothers. I can't just play Mario 3D World. I'm going to get Mario Kart 8 too. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's
they're
still
going to want multiple games.
Yeah, I mean, it's still...
I think I just heard strictly. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Mr. Red Fox is hitting on what I recently heard Strictly Nintendo talk about, so I'm giving him a shout out real quick because he said the same thing in a video he did recently.
Oh, right on. I was just gonna say real quick. I mean, the Mario Kart 8 is still like what, number 4 right now worldwide. Is selling still pretty good every week, so it's not too bad. I mean, the sales are slowly decreasing, but I mean, it's still like not like a drastic drop like normal other like Mario 3D World, for example. 3D World didn't really sell all that very great at all, period, for when it first got released. But the install base was kind of still catching up a little bit in the sense when that game launched. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully things will start to turn around better for Nintendo coming this fall and winter time. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping that Smash will really deliver on that impact so far because it's been doing a damn good job of advertising this game fairly well to the community. So yeah,
actually,
hopefully.
Games that will accompany it. Oh my God, I can't even say any words. Accompany it is basically first we got Hyrule Warriors, we got Bayonetta 2, we got Smash, which will really bring out a lot of people, especially the Smash community.
Oh yeah.
So that's really going to be a big title right there to help alongside Mario Kart 8. And then not to say that also next year, even though it's just a rumor, one big title a month. Holy God. That basically we're going to be getting a title and title after title after title. So, it's
remastered,
really,
mind you.
And there's one remastered, but
20-year-old games.
But it might be a 3DS game. Just saying. The thing is, so
I'm going to say older than that.
Huh?
I said I'm going to say older than that.
Older than that?
Yeah.
No, not a remaster.
Titles.
No, not.
I'll be frank with you.
No, not a remaster of a 3DS game. Like it's gonna go to 3DS. Because remember Ocarina.
It'd probably be Majora's Mask remastered, just like they did Ocarina of Time. But
that has been rumored for a while.
The cool thing about I'm liking about Nintendo's schedules that next year, knock on wood, if we're lucky, there should be no major serious droughts on either of those systems, either the 3DS or the Wii U. And not to mention, not only are we getting a lot of really good games on the Wii U coming up starting in September, we're also getting some really good games coming out on this system on the 3DS as well.
Yep. Project Steam.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. I mean, just this year they've got Pokemon Alpha and Omega coming out, and
that's right.
That's going to sell like gangbusters.
As every Pokemon game does on the handhelds.
Listen, as of this time right now with the 3DS, man, the 3DS has so many titles right now where it's just like you can just put at least 2 titles in a year and it'll still do well. We're at that point. All you got to do is slap a Pokemon game, slap a RPG, and you're good, basically. Because
Pokemon is an RPG, isn't it? So
no, like any other.
Oh, you mean like a
Bravery
traditional
Default.
JRPG?
Yeah, JRPG.
Traditional RPG, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
something like that stuff. All you gotta do is just slap those things in it, and especially Pokemon. That's all you gotta do. Just slap it on there, and it sells. Because look at what happened to Pokemon. That only happened in 2 months, and it's already at 12.
Yep.
Well, in like about not even 2 months.
That's
about
crazy.
A month?
That is absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. It really is. So it's just the 3DS is gonna do fine. It's gonna do fine next year because they're still gonna put out games for it, like you said, Project Steam and stuff like that. The Wii U
Life is another one that's coming to as well.
Fantasy Life also. So the Wii U right now, all they gotta do is just right now focus on the Wii U, man. And yeah, we're all gonna be broke. The wallets are gonna be destroyed.
I'm gonna be broke. I mean, I tried to give Nintendo. I'm like, look, Nintendo, here's just my bank account. Take what you need as I purchase these. But they wouldn't listen to me.
Hey, Red Fox, man, you're fortunate in your situation. Every time I look at my wallet, it looks back at me with big puppy eye, big sad puppy eye. It goes, why? Not again. Why?
I don't even have a wallet.
Because you have something coming soon. But
for me, it's gonna be time. Like, I mean, it's like after I go to work, go to school, do my volunteer work, I'm like, I'm lucky if I have like an hour to play games.
Yeah, man. But It's really, it's glad to see, at least Mario Kart did well.
Yep.
It really did move a lot of systems. So, it's really great. 6.9, the user base so far, as has been updated, as we know. So basically, it's right there next to 7 million. I wouldn't be, I guess, until like March, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 10. I really wouldn't. So.
Well, if I can say so bluntly, I've talked to you guys, a couple of people in here, like Zen and you there, Mega, about the whole entire amiibo
Yes,
aspect.
amiibos.
That I really do think that's really going to take off, and a lot of people just don't see coming, man.
Yeah,
I just-
isn't that supposed to
Amiibo?
like?
Yeah.
I just feel like this weird gut feeling that when Nintendo announced the amiibo figurines and the way they talked about how it's going to be working with across multiple games and not just one specific game. Yeah, I really do think that amiibos are really, really, really going to take off, and especially like for a game like Mario Kart, and which will also help increase sales too as well. Because I mean, if you can use your amiibos to unlock like characters that you have, like as far as your amiibo collection goes, people will buy that outright. They'll have no problem doing that, buying these little characters. Plus, they'll be able to use it for future games too, right? Like Yoshi's Yarn. I think that was one of the games.
And they could also bundle, an amiibo.
Yep, exactly.
Later on in Wii U bundle, have an amiibo with whatever game, Smash Brothers, right? They could bundle all that for like $350. So that'll be a great price, to have Smash and an amiibo and the console itself. Perfect.
You can even have a starter kit for the amiibos. It comes with like 3 characters, kind of like the way Skylanders does it, right? When you buy like the actual starter kit for it, it'll be the same thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, but I do think one thing that Nintendo should definitely do is to really usher in like some of the actual casual people that do like Skylanders and want to get that crowd to come in, because Skylanders games sell exceptionally well on Nintendo platforms, handhelds, and the Wii, and I'm pretty sure that that Sand Trap game or whatever the new Skylander is going to be called is going to sell fairly well on the other the Wii U. I think it's coming up for. But regardless of that, though, if Nintendo was smart, Nintendo should actually create a game that's specifically designed for the whole entire amiibo thing, kind of like not with like, or make it a copy clone like what Skylanders does, but make it like Nintendo-esque kind of form way, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
To really like usher in like those younger audience. I mean, I'm sure younger audience will buy it, but is it going to be enough to buy the console? For Smash Brothers, I don't know. That's kind of hit or miss for a lot of the actual younger crowd. But regardless of that, though, if they can manage to create a game that's specifically designed for amiibos, I think that would definitely usher in a more, some casuals back for the time being. You know what I mean? But if they manage to announce a price drop in the near future, which I know some people will sit there and say it's too soon, but who knows, right? I mean, the controller is really the only thing that's really setting the price back right now, because that's still the most expensive, part of the system.
They could keep the price because it's all right. I would see that about like 2 years from now. I would see that, but it's for what we got in the fall now. Though I could really see the Wii U, going in, and especially what we got next year.
With Zelda and whatnot, big heavy hitter Splatoon and everything else like that, and Xenoblade. So we got some pretty heavy hitters next year too.
And I expect, that I don't know, because I don't know if they have a new marketing team or not. All right, we're not sure. Probably they finally, grew a pair. But listen, if they market all these games, Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta 2, Smash Brothers, X, Splatoon, all these games, right? When they do that, then they get people's attentions. That's all they have to do. Just keep advertising like they are for Mario Kart. They're still advertising Mario Kart. So it's really just, you gotta advertise. That's all it is. Just go advertise these games, and then people will see it. They're gonna be like, oh, Wii U, what? Let me go to the store to see what that is. There you go. That's how you do it. But so I guess I guess that's basically it. So we're gonna take, at least I got some questions here, for at least 10 minutes. If you guys want to ask any last-minute questions, even though there's only like 2 here, but it's all right. Go ahead and it's on the bottom left, so you can ask questions. All you got to do is click that, and then on the side it's going to show up where you can type in your question and submit it, so I can read it. All right, but first one here is from a fellow member, Terminator Juice. Go ahead and check him out, guys. Yes or no? Will Call of Duty Advanced Warfare release on the Wii U this year?
Yes.
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 I say
Yes.
No. Oh, why?
Yes.
Why no?
no. I don't think it is.
All right.
I don't know. The way the third party's been making games, and every news is Wii U's not getting this game, Wii U's not getting that game, they're not getting this game. I just have a bad feeling. I hope
Well, they said
get it.
they said
but-
the same thing too as well with Black Ops 2 and Ghost, and look what happened, right? They announced it like a couple months later, and whatever you want to call it. So, am I expecting Advanced Warfare to be on the Wii U? Absolutely. Activision will get Treyarch to port over a version of it, no problem, like they did with
Yep.
Black Ops and Ghost.
I hope
Yep.
so. I want the game so, but
As a matter of fact, I think what Iwata's gonna do for his triumphant return. I think he's gonna before Christmas, their little like holiday direct to get people sparked up about it. I think he's gonna say, and here's something from our third party people. One of those games is gonna be Advanced Warfare.
All right.
It'd be bigger if it was Destiny.
Oh my God! If it was
That would be great. I mean, especially considering that Destiny's on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and we know the Wii U is more powerful than those consoles. But
the only problem with this, if they do release it and it's not released with the other consoles, it's just gonna do terrible sales like every other game does, because when they're later ported on and they're not released till like 4 months down the line.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that, but the thing is, like, Activision, at the end of the day, they don't care, because, like, for a franchise like Call of Duty that sells, like, in the billions across all platforms,
Oh yeah, they won't
it's like
lose.
chump change for releasing, Black Ops 2 or Ghost on the Wii U. So that's why I honestly think that Advanced Warfare will definitely come over. Destiny, not right away, because they want to see how well that game sells, because that is a new IP, so that can be hit or it could be a flop. It really depends on which way it goes. So if it does take off and sells tremendously well, not at the Richter scale of Call of Duty, no, but close to it or around that, then yeah, we could very well see a port for Destiny next year with like the first expansion, being free to add in there just for Wii U owners, right?
Mhm.
So who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Activision's kind of weird with that kind of stuff, but at least Activision is somewhat still supporting the system.
Yeah.
Unlike EA and Ubisoft and other developers, which easily can, but they come up with just piss poor excuses out of their butt. So
no, hey, we sell EA short. EA is out there in the open. Ubisoft's the one that double speak.
Yeah,
Ubisoft's like, well, they need to do better. EA's like, we're not doing it. We're just not doing it.
Yeah.
At all.
Ubisoft is just that. He's like that. Ubisoft is that one guy that's just like, he like goes and chooses both sides and then treats the other one like trash. You know?
But you look at also Ubisoft's track record too, as well, in the sense of like, look how many times they've actually falsely advertised their games, right? Remember Far Cry 2? It was a huge debacle with that game because of the way it looked, and then what we got in the end product didn't look anywhere near close to it. Watch Dogs was that next victim. I'm expecting plenty of other projects down the road too, as well, that Ubisoft has that's going to be showing up. It's not going to look anywhere near as good as what they're showing off.
All right.
Rainbow Six being the next one. Calling it now.
All right. So, guys, once again, I guess I have to give a tutorial. Or wait, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. Do your advertisement first.
Go ahead. I gotta do my advertisement. Right there, you guys. All you gotta do is just ask a question right there. It's right in the bottom left. All you gotta do is click on that, and then da-da-da-da, it's right there. All right. So yeah. So just do that and submit your question. But all right. So what were you gonna say? Sorry about that.
I was just gonna say, adding on to what Mr. Red Fox had said about EA. Where they say they're just not going to do it. Find something funny about them. They're still putting the next FIFA game on the Wii.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Specifically said they aren't supporting the Wii U. They said that. And you know what? I'm going to give them. It's stupid, but at least they were out. Look, for once, one of these third parties was honest. They were like, "Look, we ain't supporting them." Now, Ubisoft is like double speak. They're like, well, they look for excuses to not do it. Like, here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna release Watch Dogs this holiday season. It's gonna bomb on the Wii U because if you are a Nintendo game, if you're a Wii U owner, if you have a choice between Bayonetta 2 or Smash Brothers on the Wii U, and Watch Dogs is gonna stay in the store by himself, unloved,
Yep, Aiden's
unhomed.
he's gonna be all lonely.
He's gonna be he's gonna be with his other copies of Watch Dogs for the Wii U in the store on the shelf. Now, I mean, that's just the way it is. And Ubisoft's gonna say, we are dropping support for the Wii U because of the sales of Watch Dogs on this system. And I'm gonna be like, well, you know, I don't really like Let's Dance, and I have like the games you've put on our system, except for Rayman Legends and Zombie U, have been less than impressive. Maybe even less than mediocre. So good riddance to bad rubbish.
All right.
And then they'll say, well, it has nothing to do with us delaying it for a year.
All right then. Next question. This one was actually in the comments right there. Okay, so C Fine Coco. What exclusive game will make a Xbox and PlayStation fan buy a Wii U this year? So we're gonna go by one from my left to my right. So just name that one game that you think would make a PlayStation or Xbox fan buy a Wii U and just jump right on board. So Bear Hugger, what's that one title?
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Yep.
All right. How about? All right. Trust me.
I know that's
want
an odd
that.
answer, but
I know. Trust me. I want that. But go for like a game that's about to be announced.
or a game that's already that's coming out.
Yeah, a game that's gonna come
then
out.
Bayonetta 2.
All right, Bayonetta 2. All
The
right.
amount of hate that game got.
Yeah. Andre.
Man, I was going to say Bayonetta 2 too, but since he already took that answer, then the next thing would be Smash. Smash is definitely it.
All right. Red Fox.
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. All right. Starman.
I say Bayonetta 2.
All right, Bayonetta 2. Zen.
Now let's break the tie and let's go with Smash Brothers.
Okay. Well, it seems like Smash Brothers wins, but I still have my vote. I would say. Now, it's none of those games. I would say, really just Zelda. Because, especially for people that, own a PS4, many of them like to play RPGs and stuff. So now that Zelda's taking that way of going open world, kind of, and, going out, and you can basically choose which places you want to go, more free roam, and trust me, much deeper exploration. I have to go with Zelda. So, and this is a new one, not Hyrule Warriors, because I know people get mixed up. I'm talking about like the new one that they, 2015 Zelda. So yeah.
See, I thought we were talking about this year.
No,
yeah,
I'm talking about
we
any
were talking
game.
about this year.
I
Oh,
said-
any
I said-
game.
Okay, so if you would have said that, I would say Xenoblade Chronicles X,
But
man.
the thing is, when did the words this year come out of my mouth?
I'm sorry. I made that. I
Alright,
made
isn't
that.
it-
I made
we
that
kinda made that
inference.
assumption.
I made that assumption. I'm sorry, but
Oh.
I'm
No,
sticking
it's cool, it's
with
cool, it's
Smash
cool.
Brothers because
cool.
I can see an Xbox One owner or a strictly PS4 owner who doesn't have a Wii U saying Smash Brothers. I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
Alright.
Smash Brothers. I mean,
Go ahead. Change your title. Go ahead.
Well,
no,
I
I'm
would-
sticking with it. It's Smash
Alright,
Brothers.
He can stick with his.
I'm
I
doubling
guess I'll go
down.
ahead. I'll go ahead and take mine to Xenoblade Chronicles X.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Because
was
you
really
were talking about the RPGs and like that's probably going to be like the biggest one next year.
definitely.
Yep.
So yeah, so that answers your question there, Coco. So hopefully you liked it. So next we have is we have Anderson Archilla. What? I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
I think it's Anderson Archilla.
Archilla.
might be.
All right. Archilla. All right. So, is this epidemic of toxic and entitled gaming community, along with companies acting cartoonishly stupid and greedy, a byproduct of the times and inevitable natural occurrence, for any rising culture or a tragedy that could have been avoided?
I love this
Wow,
question.
that's a good question.
Any thoughts? All right, go ahead, Zen. You're the one that reacted first.
Hit it.
I would say that yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. To jump right to the end of your question, there, is it a tragedy that could have been avoided? I would go ahead and say no. That might seem very pessimistic of me, but I don't have a lot of faith in the human race. I'm sorry, I am human myself, but I have many reasons to doubt my race, my species, man.
Stupid human.
Yes. So, is it It can't be avoided. It wouldn't have been avoided. It's only going to get worse. It's not really a product of the times. It's pretty much just humans realizing their darkest intents, and eventually what is going to result in is a complete and total crash of whatever we're talking about. If we're talking about the gaming industry, then we're going to end up in a very similar situation we did back in the 80s. Who's going to take up the reins when this happens? I do not know. I don't have a crystal ball, or at least I haven't shined it lately. So I can't say I know exactly how this will all play out, but I can tell you one thing based on the past and based on how humans generally are with their greed and lust for more and more and more, regardless of what of the effects of this, it's going to get worse, definitely. And no, it could not be avoided, because that's just the way it is. It comes down to human nature, which is unchangeable. So.
All right. So that basically answers your question there, Anderson. So thanks for the question, man. And last but not least, we have a question from Yin Yan Yeo. All right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be yow.
Yeah.
Yow. Yow. All right.
Yin yow.
All right. Yow.
Sorry, dude, if we screwed your name up.
I think we did pretty
Tell
good.
me. What?
I think we did pretty good on that name.
I don't speak Chinese. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Tell me, what game do you consider competitive enough to be shown? For me, it's like a game like Pokemon or Planet Puzzle League, as well as Smash Brothers. So, any thoughts?
Well, what was that? What was that one that Nintendo kind of flashed accidentally? That Poke Fighters thing.
Yeah.
I think that would work.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that was an accident. No, it wasn't. Liars.
Yeah. So, I could see more, games that they have for like competitive, action. There's another one, Splatoon.
I was just about to say that. Like, yep, add Splatoon to that.
Splatoon they can oh my god.
Gosh,
if this ever happens, this just proves it, man. If Splatoon ever makes it MLG,
Oh gosh, if
which,
that happens, I will be on a team.
I'm telling you, I'm in. Sign me up. It's just it's gonna be amusing if that actually happens. It's really gonna be just, oh my god, like
Hey, Rosa,
Call
man.
of Duty, man.
I mean, God forbid and everything, knocking some wood here, but if I fall into a coma and wake up to a world where Splatoon is an MLG, my first question will be, is this Earth? I'm telling you.
I did say if, so it's all right.
Ooh.
I know, but it would
Yeah,
be very
I know where you're
strange to
getting
see
at.
that. Yeah.
I know where you're getting. It's just like, what the frick, MLG? What the frick is going on?
I
You know, it's
cannot,
just like, huh?
I cannot wait for that game to come out.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna be playing online all the time, man.
Oh,
Uh,
another one. And I'm surprised I didn't say this at first.
Oh, yeah.
Devil's Third.
All right, Devil's
Oh, yeah.
Third can make it definitely because you can create your own
Get your own base, man.
stage base. You can create. You can go around. It's basically team-based stuff. So yeah, I could definitely see that
I'll do you one
being
better.
competitive.
I'll do you one
Yeah,
better.
go for it.
Multiplayer in Star Fox, if they nail it.
Ooh.
Oh, you had to say
Damn,
that.
dude.
Dog fighting. That would
Damn.
be great.
That would be
Ooh.
amazing if done right.
I
If
will.
Nintendo, if Nintendo could do it so that if you could play as teams and you'd have big battles sort of on the scale of the Macross series, I would be completely down for that. I would enjoy that.
Okay. So I guess that's all the questions we have for now. Thank you guys once again for sending those questions. Really great. Hopefully you got a nice time, a perfect answer, basically. So yeah, so I think that's about it. We're going to call it a night. So once again, thank you for joining in. We're going to do our sign-outs here. So going again from my left to my right, Bear Hugger, do your sign-out.
This is Bear Hugger 29. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and thank you guys for having me on board. You're finally an episode of Gamer at Large. I really appreciate it, man. I had a lot of fun tonight.
All right, and you're welcome. Hopefully to see you in future episodes.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
GVG. Yeah, I didn't want to call you Andre this time. Go ahead for it.
What? Because I made fun of you how you said my name the first time. It's okay.
You poor guy, for God's sakes.
I mean, I had an enjoyable time. It felt good to be able to be back on another podcast after kind of having like a lull of nothing from me for a while. So I enjoyed it.
All right.
Just gonna go with my usual quote. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff, especially from my channel and as well as the gentleman here. And until the next time, enjoy your games.
All right. Mr. Red Fox, do you think?
This is Mr. Red Fox signing off. Remember, I haven't tolerated fools lightly since 1991.
All right. So don't mess with him, all you 80s kids. Starman, go ahead.
All right, this is Starman from Starman Gaming. Thank you all for listening to the podcast. Hope you had a great time. It's my second podcast. I'll be back for many more. And just keep on gaming, people. Starman out.
After an impeccable journey, he had finally made it to
Oh, dear God.
episode. Now, he promises to join many more in the future.
Congrats, Starman. You officially found your whole life narrator.
Yes. Wherever I go, you got a narrator for me.
Gamers at Large, the adventures of Starman.
Well, they don't call him Starman for nothing. He's finally here.
Yep.
All right, so Zen Gamer, go ahead. Do it.
Hey, you already know who it is. Ninja the Zen Gamer, the one and only king of logic. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen all around the world, thank you for watching. Stay cool. Deuces. Peace.
All right, so next week there will be a different host. We are not decided of who that would be yet, but stay tuned for that. We will let you guys know probably, or just surprise you like this. But anyway, go ahead and let me start with my thing. It's Mega Gamer Man. I was your host today. Glad to have many people that were able to watch because I've definitely seen a lot of people ask questions. So that's really nice to see. That's going to be a regular thing for me. Hopefully you guys know from now on that's going to be a regular thing for me where I'm going to do a questions and answers whenever I host. So stay always tuned for that. And Mega Gamer Man, that's my channel. That's me. And I just did my first ever kind of AMV type of thing for Wii U games, and I'm gonna be doing one for PS4 and Xbox One soon. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully you enjoy those, and many other things come in the future for my channel. And enough blabbering about me. Gamers at Large Network. Make sure you guys go ahead and sub to this channel. It's a really great community we're trying to build, and it's for gamers, by gamers. Literally, we're not doing that whole, makeup garbage. So, this really is true. We really are trying to bring the positive side in the YouTube community and in the gaming community in general. So, hopefully you guys will bring a lot of, bring good positivity, nice positive questions, and, hopefully you guys will join us for future episodes. And make sure, because everybody keeps getting this mixed up, okay? The Mario Kart 8 tournament is going to be on August 27th. because a lot of people have been saying, oh, you know, where was the tournament today? It wasn't today. I said the 27th. All right, just making that sure. So hopefully you guys will catch us on that day. That's when the DLC and the patch will be released for that game. So that's why, you know, why not that day? So make sure you go ahead. I'll be posting a video this time, okay, about that. Yeah.
One last thing, we should probably drop a shameless plug for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. So tomorrow, well, actually, let me finish for a sec. But you know, go ahead and do that. You know, just type in the code when I announce it. It's gonna be announced tomorrow. I'll make a video and because I'll upload it here. So hopefully you guys can join us. And remember, sub to the Gamers at Large Network. Sub to everybody, every member, because everybody here has great content on their channels. Really great stuff, discussions and reviews, and you know, many other things. So go ahead and sub to every single person here at the Gamers at Large Network. And yeah, and the announcement that Zen really wants me to make is well, tomorrow there will be a kind of new series that we're going to be doing, me and him, and that's going to be, let me look it up for a second because I actually forgot the name, or do you know?
Right. Alan.
Yeah,
it's called Video Games Exposed, and
no, wait, do it again.
Do it again. Oh, you're going to do the advertising thing?
Yeah, do it.
All right. It's going to be called Video Games
Exposed.
All right.
Oh man, don't say that. Please don't say that.
Like they all tell us, guys. Remember?
That was classic.
I knew he was going to do it.
That's what it's called for the series.
That's what's going for the series. Is going to be focusing on the dark side of gaming, or things that players usually would have ignored in games and just not paid any attention to. However, we are going to be having fun with the first episode. Co-hosts, myself, and of course Games. It's a co-created show where we're going to be talking about video game worlds that you would like to be in. With a variety of questions. We're going to have fun with that. We're going to have a little game in there. We're going to check up everyone's answers and tally it up towards the end of the show. Of course, as always, we would like viewership and audience participation, and you guys can participate in that as well. That's going to be tomorrow night on the ZGZ. That is the Zen Gamer Zone at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to take part in that as a viewer, or if any one of our panelists here would have the time to join us in that, then we would more than welcome you in. Trust me, this is going to be the first step into what I believe will be a rather funny, hilarious, and quite entertaining video game series. So once again, just in case you forget, the name of the show is going to be Video Games
Exposed.
There we go.
Oh man.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
See, since you've done that now, you have to open the show with that. You
Every
have no choice.
show.
Guys, that's the
That was
plan.
the plan.
So, anyway, guys, thank you for joining at this episode of Gamers at Large 34. I can't believe we made it this far. The anniversary, okay, of Gamers at Large will be on August 25th. So expect something. If you guys didn't hear me from my little mumble, the 25th. All right, so of August. Yes. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned for that. We're gonna have something special. I already have actually something. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, sub to everybody on the Gamers at Large network. It's a really great network, and hope to see you next time on the Gamers at Large. And now with my intro that I always do for me, or my outro. Sorry. All right.
Introducing yourself at the end of the show.
Hey guys, make a gamer. I'm just kidding. All right. But anyway, like I always say, don't lose your way. Don't be afraid. Just game till the end. Peace.